Hi, welcome back to From Head to Toe. It's me, your host, Naomi Smalls, with my special guest host,
The icon and legend, Jujubee.
Kimberly Chi Kardashian West, beauty mogul, all the things. We are here to review All Stars 9 finale. How did we get here already?
It's crazy.
The reason why we didn't have an episode last week, if you're watching All Stars, I actually got a lot of people, and I don't know if they're just like trying to gas me up, but they're like, I don't watch the show anymore, but I watch your review, and I'm like, you know what? I like that.
But also, to be fair, it was DragCon weekend and life happened.
Exactly. That's why we didn't do an episode last week. It was because DragCon weekend, because there was no runway, because we were saving the big finale for, of course, the teeniest little girl.
And also, we just didn't want to get in drag just for that episode.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes a lot.
It does take a lot. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I
It's a
know
pleasure.
we rarely really talk about like Drag Race in this kind of context, but from head to toe deserved a living legend.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Me?
you deserved
Oh, thank
from
you.
head to toe.
I'm on my PR tour. I don't know what I'm promoting, but I'm on a PR tour.
No, we're unintentionally doing Two Queens, One Desert.
Oh, yes, yes. Our palette that came out years ago.
But they still like plug it, and I came to your booth at DragCon. They were like, here. I was like,
I mean, it's one of our best sellers at Kim Chic Beauty.
I
so-
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Is it the blush or is it the eyeshadow palette?
Both.
Oh,
People love the blush.
I figured. Yeah, the blush is like
It's pretty
It goes
weird.
off.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
goes
yeah.
off. We are going to be recapping the finale episode of All Stars 9, of course. But if you want our full thoughts on the episode and, of course, just the natural banter and craziness that happens whenever we get together, tune into the Patreon at patreon.com/Naomi Smalls.
Please subscribe to Naomi on Patreon. That is a difference between her shopping at Whole Foods for dinner or Vaughn's.
And you know what? Sometimes Vaughn's hits the spot, but we all know.
Subscribe to Patreon so Naomi can get wild caught salmon as opposed to farm raised.
They want to see more of us.
You want to see me go?
I think we want to see you go off.
Oh, you want to see me go off? Oh, I'll go off.
Up first, we have Miss Brat herself, the Queen of Green, Ru
Ching.
Paul.
Since RuPaul wore green,
We wear green.
unintentionally.
She is our Regina George. If she's wearing green and blonde hair, we're wearing green and blonde hair.
Do you remember like when back in the day, when gay twinks with like no personality who just like regurgitate Drag Race quotes? Anytime you wore green, they're like Michelle Visage.
I was low-key expecting some sort of Michelle Visage joke.
I'm glad that era's over.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a comfort in Drag Race of like, you know exactly what you're gonna get.
Oh, this is carbonated. I was like, why is it spicy?
It's nice to not go into the cheap joke or the obvious joke.
Yeah. And I mean, Drag Race is very self-referential, but like, remember like back in season 6 when anyone had like a nose contour, everyone was like, swordfish, swordfish, and I'm like, no, it's a nose contour.
Oh my gosh.
You fucking idiot.
I bet you they don't even remember her name now.
I don't remember her name. What was her name?
Magnolia
Yes,
Crawford.
yes.
Look at that nose.
I do feel like this look is very reminiscent of a look that Rue has done on this season. Like when she did like the blonde bubble with like the green Laffy Taffy style dress. It was like shiny and waxy looking in column.
Yes, absolutely. I love that look.
I know the way that we process looks is so different.
I love that Laffy Taffy look.
Oh yes, it was June 17th. It was a brisk.
I was young. We were free.
But I mean, you can't go wrong. I totally understand the appeal of big hair, covered from the chest down. You have no idea what shoes she's wearing, and minimal jewelry. Except she has like this like really cool chunky. I don't know where the hell this bitch gets her jewelry, but I'm into it.
Probably Santiali. I'm kidding. RuPaul does not shop with Santiali.
Cynthia Lee. He used to call Cynthia Santi Alley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you never clock. Well, you probably didn't clock it because you weren't familiar with LA
Yeah.
at the season 8 times. Up next, we have the guest judge. Her name is Connie Britton, and she is in a a monochromatic, hot pink, ostrich feather look.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she came to do drag. Like, this is her version of drag.
Oh, for sure. And also, I love how anytime a queen walked on the runway, she was acting like she's never seen a drag queen before. So, like, her face was like...
I wonder if that's how she, like, felt she's supposed to be for
You're
this.
just like, oh, the gays aren't going to cancel me for being uninterested.
What has she been in that I would know?
American Horror Story Season 1.
Oh, American Horror Story.
She was the mom.
Oh, yeah, she was Faye Resnick. The deplorable. The deplorable.
Morally corrupt Faye Resnick.
Morally corrupt. I do love Faye Resnick.
The only thing I know her is from first season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Has she done anything else since?
She's been on Kardashians.
Oh, she has.
And more seasons of Beverly Hills.
I heard Krista Minkoff is not on the next season.
Oh, no. I wonder
Anyways,
what happened.
wrong show. I don't know why we're
Or-
talking about Real Housewives.
Tangents.
It's turning into like a Bravo. All right, let's start with Beverly Hills, and then we're gonna talk about Potomac and Salt Lake City.
Don't get me started on Ashley Darby.
Reality Monteith.
Connie Britton's boots, though. I do love a snake skin. I do love a multicolor. I feel like teal, turquoise is one of my favorite colors to see it in.
She's giving like mom going to a drag show for the first time. Like, oh, I want to wear colors. Like, fun.
Michelle and Connie are going to an Eras tour.
Yes,
They're both
absolutely,
very, like-
absolutely.
So this is the finale extravaganza. This is like one of those categories where when you say yes to Drag Race, you should know this category is coming. You should prepare for this, even if you are in an elimination series, because you should have the hopes to at least make it to the final episode when you're packing. I feel like we've actually been on season with the girls who have like packed not knowing if they were going to make it to the finale, and they were just like, oh, I'll just make something there or figure it out. I could never.
But it's like these girls knew that they were going to the finale, so they prepared accordingly.
And if you're getting a budget, like,
Oh yeah, if you're getting like a clothing stipend, bitch. I know. Bitch.
the days, even my All-Star season, we didn't get a budget to do anything.
True.
So like now it has come so far.
But then also now it is like harder to get stuff made because people don't realize there's so many seasons of Drag Race all around the world happening. So then there's literally hundreds of drag queens getting like extravagant outfits made at all times, and the designers are booked up, and then the ones that are reliable are even more booked up.
Yeah.
So the hardest part about going on Drag Race now is probably like getting stuff made in time.
Another factor that, because we are like grandmas in the biz now, low key, I feel like I've birthed kids who are now inspiring other kids at this point, so I feel like a grandma.
The elders of our community, Naomi Smalls.
But like we developed like a relationship with either like a stylist, designer, or whatever, and then I mean they got busy because of that connection.
It's
and
true.
They get a little too busy.
I remember one Drag Race queen in particular, I'm not going to name her name, but she's like, I'm not tagging my designer because this designer does amazing work for really cheap, but the moment I tag him, I know he's going to be booked up and unavailable for me. And I'm like, damn.
Did they ever tag them or no?
They never tagged them.
And they still work with them?
Yes.
Oh, work.
And no one else knows who they are.
Oh, wow. Well, you know.
Now I know.
You have a good way of
Oh, trust me.
plucking details out of people.
Oh, trust me. I will find out. I will find out.
If you were to think of like, if you were on another season of Drag Race, or when you were preparing your season 8 finale, what made you be like, okay, I want to do this?
If I could go back, obviously, I'd redo like everything and the whole thing, you know? But
Yeah.
at the time, I made the decisions that made sense for me at the time. So, you know what? Like, I can't regret it.
What about now? If you had to do a finale, something, where would you like? Would you go into like, I'm gonna focus on train, or I'm gonna focus on a veil, or I'm gonna focus on the hair is gonna be the most grand thing about the outfit?
I already have like a really, really cool look that I planned out for like a finale of some sort. But I don't know if it'll ever come to life. But I just know it's going to be spectacular, and I have a vision for it, down to like the color and hair.
Really?
Yeah,
You have the hairstyle in mind, or the hair color in mind?
the whole thing.
Oh,
The
really?
entire thing is like, it's been planned in my head since season 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're watching season 8, it's like, oh, I wish I would have done something like that
Yeah.
instead. Yeah. Interesting. What color? Or you don't want to give it up?
I don't want to give it up. It lives inside of me. Maybe it'll happen one day. Maybe it won't.
Lavender or no?
It's not lavender, actually.
Well, who are you?
I know. Showing the judges' versatility.
We're grown.
Yeah.
We're actually growing up.
Well, I don't think I'll ever grow out of lavender, but
If I had to do something like a finale all over again, I probably would. Maybe like the longest hair in the smallest outfit. Like tiny. Like Chanel micro bikini. But with like really long hair.
Okay.
But the body would have to be like
Snatched.
There's no breathing angles.
Like starved, dehydrated, like crisp, oiled.
Very that. Like actually.
Like you're gonna be like a walking human beef jerky. Like.
And you know me, I'd have like my hairbrush like glued to my hand until the moment I can't have it anymore.
And then after you get out of drag, then now you're gonna be like eating bread.
Actually.
Like crying.
The cast of All Stars 9. This is their last shot to show us what they're all about. And up first, we have Angeria Paris Van Michaels.
I like the concept of the look. You know, I love like a good contrasting color than ombres. I personally hate the fabric she chose for like the bodice and like the skirt portion, because it's like a pre-made sequin fabric that I know exactly where to get that from.
Yeah.
So I feel like it almost kind of like takes away from like the idea of it. It doesn't really add a textural interest. It just looks like she bought a like designed fabric, and it doesn't. It's almost like there's like no vision to it aside from just buying a pre-made pattern and slapping it on there. And I get like orange and blue, like the contrasting colors, but it just looks like a nacho cheese like being poured over like ice water or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That color combination.
And then like with the hair color, I don't know, it just feels like 3 different looks like scrunched into one. And it almost as if like she told the designer, just give me something colorful and grand. Yeah. And like she didn't really like have like a clear vision for this.
That's kind of what I was saying. It's
like it's not a concept, it's just like a big gown.
Just grand. I think grand was her headspace of like, when I want to go grand, it has to have size. But it's not necessarily size that makes something grand. It has to have like all the like intricate details. And yes, we have the eye where it's like, I've seen that exact same fabric used in so many different cat suits. And it's like, I've seen it in red, I've seen it in silver, I've seen it in blue. We know.
Because finale is like a special time, and that fabric takes away from like how special this dress should have been. And then I also have trouble with like the feather length, how it's like the same feather lengths throughout the whole thing.
Right.
I wish like the feathers were cut, so then it goes from like smaller feathers to like bigger feathers at the bottom
to like help the ombre
effect, as opposed to just like big feathers just like attached without like being trimmed.
Yeah, it's not an organic color story. Like I'm trying to think of like where in nature or where in like a skyline or something that I see like those colors blend together.
Yeah.
But since those colors are so like the colors of the cock feathers, is that what those are? Cock? Say cock again.
Rooster. Rooster feathers, that's what it was. Rooster feathers.
They're so bright and like potent that like you need like those like soft hues and something to create a nice fade.
I think I would like to dress more if this panel was just either solid or just all feather. I think that would be so much cooler.
Yeah, the all feather would be a serve.
Yeah.
And something that you haven't seen on her before. Yeah. And also there was like enough feathers in there to make an outfit. I think she used the words like hundreds of thousands. I don't know about all that, but there was definitely enough to make a feather look. The hair,
like this like vintage victory rolls, you know, like it looks cool, but I wouldn't have paired with this look.
Well, victory rolls are, to me, they're supposed to be like tighter to your head. This gives me a very like, oh, I'll just wear this wig with this dress. Fuck it.
And with that being said, and since it's my first time here, I just want to clarify, I do love Injurious looks and aesthetics. This gown just personally wasn't for me.
Yes. It's the cohesion, because you know you've seen so many looks that Injuria has done this season that are better than her finale look, and for the finale look, you just have to like be extra critical in a way, because it's the last look you're gonna see, and it's the reason that you're showing like, bitch, I'm the best. Up next, Got Mick. Got Mick is wearing all black, strapped up, leather, pleather,
Vegan leather.
vegan leather, bondage.
Could be real leather. Either way, this look is so cool.
It's very cool. It's very, very cool.
The hair looks really cool.
I know. I've never seen that detail of hair.
It looks very abstract, which I love.
I don't even know how it's like staying on. It's like a half moon with a cage in it.
And she keeps like showing silhouettes that we haven't really seen on the runways of Drag Race.
For sure. And she's like down to commit to the I can't walk. Like her scream dress, even her like on her original season Diego look as well. Like she cannot walk in these dresses, but RuPaul's Drag Race is the time that, since it's televised forever, be down to spray adhesive shit to your body, be down to glue stuff to your ears, and be down to wear a look that you can't wear in a nightclub gig following, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how heavy that hair is. I'm sure it was like a big like sculpture, like stiff sculpture to put it on.
I feel like she's wearing like a human or whatever, like her go-to black straight, and this is just like a fascinator.
Oh.
I'm guessing just by the way it's like
What you think? Yeah.
it was like moving in comparison to the rest of the hair. I think my favorite detail is like it's like her shoe strap that she had was like unnecessarily cut for the mermaid gown that she's wearing, because the mermaid gown kind of like soaked up all of it, but like the fact that she still had the straps on the ankle that went into like all the straps on the sides of the skirt. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, this was a serve for sure.
She had a really good package.
Oh, I mean, she always looks fabulous.
Definitely her and P have done something different to All Stars. Up next, we have Georges. Georges, A Vision in Red. Roses.
I'm so jealous how petite she is, because any wig looks humongous on her.
For sure.
If I put that on, like, it'll look like a flat little bob. You know, Georges, her aesthetic's never about being grand, you know? I mean, she has her grand moments, but, like, that's not, like, what she aims for, you know? Like, you're not gonna see her in, like, something,
Restricted.
like, impossible to, like, move in, you know? But
Yeah.
like, she looks beautiful, and she's got a tiny body, so you know what? Show off your midsection.
Yeah.
I would too if I had it, you know?
This hair is definitely one of those wigs that does like 80% of the work. I have seen her in probably more intricate looks as far as her costume that she's wearing. Selena was definitely a reference for this. I see the gold chains, I see the red roses, I see the color red in general. I love that she has no contacts in for this. I think she makes her look like so soft, and there's something about all the like warm red tones in her makeup that's like very vampy.
Her makeup looks so good.
It looks so good.
When I was like watching it screen, I'm like, her makeup looks flawless.
I think she did like a red glossy lip, and I was like, yeah.
She doesn't get enough credit for like what a great makeup artist she is, because people like know her as like a performer, but like her makeup's like, yeah.
Well, her makeup is very polarizing.
Yeah.
Like it can either be how we were introduced to Georges, or like that she kind of like skewed into her like demon era and like started doing the like really high. I
appreciate it,
blush.
you know.
Yeah.
And I also appreciate a girl who's willing to experiment. You know,
True.
so like she's not afraid to like try new things, and I feel like she always has some like interesting detail that you've never noticed on her before.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me?
No,
Experiment.
I love your makeup.
Hey, I gave you like 3 years of experimental makeup. When we first like met, I feel like I was actually more neutral than I am today.
Oh, Naomi hated colors.
I hated it.
She wouldn't even wear like colored hair.
No. I mean, I'm still kind of like that.
You would like do a colored look.
If it made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before you were like, never any color in my hair.
Never any color in my eye, never any color in my hair, never any yeah. I mean, I tried a black lip one time and I thought I was
Whoa.
changing the game. I thought I was, yeah, I can do weird.
My favorite makeup time is on Work the World, on the last day of the tour.
Oh my god.
We were different colors of the planet. So we decided to
Not we, you convinced the entire cast somehow. I don't know how you convinced
the entire cast to paint
everyone.
their face like the color of like their planet. And then we took a group photo.
It still lives on.
It still lives on, yeah.
Like the inside out emotions inside my head.
Yeah. Most people looked really cool.
You looked cool because you were doing it the entire tour. You were
Yeah.
painting yourself green the entire tour.
And Violet just did like orange contour.
She was smart.
Or Corey did full like blue. I think.
Yeah, she did a full blue face.
Cameron Michaels was red, but then she had like scrotums on her forehead.
Yeah, she also did like a kind of a weak approach. But me and Monet looked like the we look like the bullies from Proud Family. Like
I wanted you to say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
So you were thinking it.
Naomi was purple and Monet was pink.
Yeah, but
then
hers turned into like a lavender.
Yeah.
And mine was kind of lavender too. I don't think I've ever felt that ugly on stage. Like, I did that entire show just feeling so fucking hideous.
And it was the last show, so she never got to recover from it.
No. I mean, that was the poll. It was like, come on, it's the last show. It's the last show.
One last time, come on.
And since I paint so much earlier than everyone, you were like, you know, doing your rounds, convincing people to do it. And you're like, Naomi's doing it. And they were like, no. So then everyone was like coming in to like make sure I was doing it. And everyone's face was like, so it just added to me feeling hideous. I think we had to do a meet and greet like that.
Yes, we did. If you have those photos, keep them to yourself. Don't you go on Twitter and post them and tag us and all that.
That was a really tough show, but
that was a fun
also,
show.
I mean, it was just another day in the life for you. Wait, what were we talking about? George's painting.
How did it get here?
George's experimental blush.
Yes.
You know what? There's 3 colors that I will do when it comes to lips, and it's nude, red, and pink. And pink is like
pushing it.
Yeah. How you feel about black hair, I think is how I feel about red lips.
And just to clarify, I only do black hair when it's like Korean look that I'm doing. But aside from that, I hate black hair on me.
Yeah, it's just like harsh. That's how you.
Yeah.
I feel like red lips to me make me not look harsh. It definitely depends on the styling of the wig and the outfit and everything, but it makes me look like it classic in a way that makes me just feel old.
Oh.
Like it makes me feel like.
My favorite, like one of my favorite look on a drag queen is when drag queen does like a platinum blonde and like a red lip. Like I love that look.
Glossy or matte?
It doesn't matter, glossy or matte. I even like those like super velvety, like tube, like red lip look.
Like where there's like no lines.
Yeah, like I love that look. And then I also like a super glossy, like red lip with a platinum blonde hair.
Just because you know it's like the moment this touches the lip, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like you have like this pink streak in your wig the entire rest of the
But I think that look is just like so like Hollywood glamour, classic.
Hotel. Wait, what is it? Hotel Regency. Yeah. Up next, Plastique Tiara, another queen who kind of rewrote the expectations of runways moving forward.
You know, I love it when queens get a chance to show off their cultural like outfits without being corny about it. And I think there's like a good example of that. You know, there's no like Drag Race Vietnam, so there's rarely any chance we get to see like a traditional Vietnamese costume on American Drag Race, and Plastic definitely like used this opportunity to do that. I think the costume looks phenomenal. Like, not counting like the cultural aspect, it just looks cool as a costume. And it's something that you've never seen Plastic in. The heels look like a bitch to walk in, which is like also cool.
Insanity. She must be like 10 feet with like all those feathers and wig and everything combined with the shoes.
And Plastic has given us like looks after looks this season. Yeah, it was also cool to see her in something like this where like I've never seen that kind of costume before, you know? And I'm someone of like Asian descent, so it almost felt like it was like a learning experience, and I loved that.
Oh, it's such a clean palette with like even like the trims that were in the costume were accents in the wig, like the little like fan details in the hair. Even just the shoes alone could have been like a runway category. Like if they would have just done like a camera only shoe cam type of Wendy Williams moment, I would have been happy just for that.
Love them!
But then you get up into the rest of the costume and like I keep saying week after week, like I don't know this person. Like the Plastique that we were on tour with and that we met and got close to was like a child.
Hollywood changes people. Drag Race has changed Plastique.
Honestly though, when she told me that she was gonna do all these like crazy concepts and everything, I was so confused at that time. Like Plastique was like, you know.
And she still is that girl, you know?
Like a woman on TikTok, not like like a Final Fantasy final boss type of
Yeah.
girly.
It's something you never see her do at a club, so I think it's like a good way to show her creativity and possibilities, you know, like where her aesthetic could extend to, and not just this like Nicole Scherzinger like
Yeah.
doll.
I think I like to live in a reality though that like a Nicole Scherzinger fuck doll is like can compete with opulent drag. But for Plastique this season, I'm happy that she did that because I mean she gave us so many good looks.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
so many good looks.
Yeah. I mean, she has one of the best like all-star packages ever, you know.
I think she knows that. I think she
And she should.
And she, you know, I think she knows that, and I think she like wanted that, and she definitely achieved that.
You know, I would love to see like Plastique getting like more fashion gigs past this.
Who's
You know?
like who's a designer you want to see Plastique walk for?
I feel like she could work for Guo Pei. Not because it's her aesthetic, but I feel like I could see her like just there in that space.
That would be fierce. I mean, she did the damn thing this season. Plastique, always.
And there's always like those girls that gets like picked up by like the fashion industry like after the season. I feel like that it's definitely going to be like Gottmik and Plastique, you know,
Yeah.
more than they already have.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted Plastique to at least be in the
Make
top.
it in top, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how could you not after this season? And that's Runway's aside. Like, she definitely surprised me. A lot of the comedy challenges, a lot of the acting challenges.
And you know, like a lot of people tend to like discredit like look queens, and like their abilities, but turning like a sickening look is a huge talent.
It
You
should
know?
be the basic stepping stones of drag. Low key. You should at least look good before you open your mouth.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that you have to like look good. I feel like everyone should have a thing, and if you know what your thing is, like be the best at it in that section.
That's
if
true.
If you're a funny queen, be the funniest queen. If you're a
That's
look queen,
true.
like be like the most like amazing like turn the amazing looks. And if you're a performer, give me like the best performance. You know.
Yeah, maybe you don't have to look great, but you have to be able to captivate more than just.
But you do have to sell the illusion to like a certain standard.
Yeah,
You know, because if you are on stage with your bras falling off,
right.
and you're trying to like give feelings to, I don't know, like old school like powerful diva,
Yeah,
people are more likely to focus on the fact that like you don't look good
right.
before they notice your performance, right? So
For sure.
like all drag is valid, but not all drag is necessarily bookable, you know?
There you go. Okay, up next we have a vision in blue. Nina West.
I feel like a lot of people this season has been harsher on Nina than they should have been. Because with Nina, she'll always give you like old school camp aesthetic, and it might not be to your taste, but she is polished, and she has done a lot of great good for the community, you know. With that being said, I think this fabric choice was a terrible one. The fabric looks wrinkled.
Yeah,
It almost looks cheap, but I love the color and I like love the hair story.
it's like
I just wish,
you're up. I'm okay with.
yeah, I just wish she picked like a different fabric for this because on the runway it looks wrinkled.
It's either like choose a different fabric or be kinder to the PAs. Like, I think she was kind to the PA. I mean, I don't know. She's a kind queen, so she was
Yeah.
probably kind to the PA.
You know, I've looked at Nina. She is kind. She's really sweet.
She's
you
very
know?
nice.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, like, you need an extra person to tell you, like, steam it or glue it or.
Yeah. You know, maybe it was steamed.
True. Maybe it's just a bad fabric choice.
And sometimes some fabrics are unforgiving. You know.
But what I will say, like, what to me I think is a standout is like the proportions are definitely there. It diffuses the eye when the hair is right proportion. The eyes are nice and like big and dramatic, and the ball gown. Just
Yeah.
I think color, hair color choice, hairstyle, everything. Just beyond the equator is not necessarily the most ideal fabric choice. Hair proportions, yes. Hair color choice, yes. Color choice of look, yes. Below the equator, needs a steamer. Up next, Roxy Andrews. Roxy is gold. She is the sun.
when I saw it, I'm like, oh, those are bugle beads that are on this costume. And, you know, she spent the good money on this.
She really did.
Those are expensive beads.
She looks gorgeous.
She looks stunning.
She looks gorgeous.
I was like, oh, she spent money.
You think she had this made, or she like? I'm so curious about this because this looks like it took a long time. Because all this is like individually beaded on.
From my experience with pageant queens, they all know someone who wore a sickening like bugle beaded gown, like 10 years ago that's been like chilling in storage.
Right.
Not that I'm saying Roxy did that,
but it's a possibility.
they know someone who has like a bugle beaded gown that hasn't been touched in like decades.
Yeah.
Just like chilling in storage, you know? So I wouldn't be surprised if she like hit one of her girls though. But with that being said, this looks great. Looks expensive.
It looks very expensive. I love all the details of like the headpiece. And something about Roxy that I've noticed is like she cannot not have a pop. So like she did like the reddish hair with like the gold outfit and everything, and she's like, I'm gonna put a violet lip on. She loves like some
She's
sort
like a
of like
pop of color somewhere.
she really does. Like, she cannot just do like a nude lip. She's like, nah.
Whether it's just like the eye makeup or yeah.
I feel like she had a lot of time because she put like size 10, size 6 rhinestones on her like waterline.
She does her makeup in like 40 minutes, and she's like, oh, y'all still getting ready? All right, I'll put some stones on the. I'll put some stones on this bitch. I can just hear her.
Oh, for DragCon, I woke up at 6:15 a.m.
Oh my god.
to get there at 3:30.
Oh my god.
But I started my paint at like 8ish or something like that.
Oh my god.
And
psycho.
I FaceTimed Roxy and she didn't pick up. Well, I assumed she was getting ready for like the Queen's Walk and everything like that. And it's 8:15, and then she called me back like an hour later, like 9:15, and she like just was in bed chilling to get there at 10:30.
Sounds like Roxy.
Insane. And so I was like, we were just on FaceTime and she was painting, and I would just like watch it all come to life in 40 minutes. Very you coded.
Oh yeah.
Like very professional. Very I know what I'm doing when I get in there, how long it's gonna take me, and I'll be there on time.
Oh yeah. Like, I have never been late. That was my fault.
Well.
What?
Good day, LA.
I actually was not late to that either. I did wake up late, but I did.
Oh yeah, you weren't late.
I was not late.
Oh yeah, you weren't. Well, you were late for call time, not for air time.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But even then, we still waited like an hour before we like were on.
Oh my god, crazy.
But
whoa, maybe you haven't been late.
I
Sanford.
I have done like some shady gigs though, where promoter told me the wrong time and. They kept like telling the mic, like, everybody's, I'm sorry, like, Kimchi's running late. And then I get to the gig and I'm like, oh, we're so happy you finally made it. We weren't sure if you're coming. And I'm like, what do you mean? They told me 11 p.m.
You know, they just want people to like stay around and buy drinks.
Literally.
All that shit. Okay, San Francisco premiere.
That, you know. I was not technically late.
No, you weren't technically late, but you were having a day.
I was having a
And
day.
sometimes you just need to have a day.
Oh my god.
That was crazy.
Sometimes like when you're doing like this like drag race press tour, they want to make you do like the dumbest shit. And in San Francisco, they wanted us like in drag early. They were going to like various places and like get our photos in front of it, but that was already going to be a long day, and I just like did not want to like be in the streets of San Francisco like in drag.
Yeah.
And in other previous cities, like a lot of queens have been late and they just like left them behind. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get left behind, and I'll just like meet them at the venue because I do not want to take these photos. So then I put my phone on silent and I was just like slowly getting ready. And then like 45 minutes later, I hear someone like banging on my door, and I go, it's like Naomi. And I was like, hey Naomi girl, why haven't you left? And she's like, we're all waiting for you. I'm like, what do you mean we're all waiting for me? You've left everyone else behind. Like, why are you waiting for me in particular? I get ready right away. We go to get a photo, and then we get kicked out because they never got permit to take photos. Us drag queens were just getting yelled at by the like owner of this home because we were just like there without a permit to take photos for socials.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Like they assumed there was just gonna be okay. Like,
and why would you
12
leave like
fucking
every
drag
other
queens.
queen behind, but you wouldn't leave me behind for no reason?
You know why?
I don't know why.
You know why. I mean, you can't do season 8 group photo without kimchi. It's easier to do
But it
that.
wasn't even like group photos. We took like actual group photos when we got to the venue. This is literally just like silly thing for their little social.
So crazy. I cannot believe that.
Do you remember when they wanted us in full drag on a bus ride from San Francisco to LA.
Like a 9-hour bus ride in drag.
And then all the queens like got together and protested.
Except for Derek.
And then me, it's like they left me out of that meeting for no reason. Like a lot of people who don't do drag don't realize like drag queens don't just get in drag for fun and go hang out at places.
Right.
Like that is not a thing that drag queens do.
I know, but it's always written in the script like in drag.
In drag, like shopping, or in drag, like at a cafe, interviewing like random people. What's your coffee? Like, no, drag queens do not do that.
No, we sit in our living rooms and we talk shit about other drag queens.
Or we're booked, hashtag booked and blessed. At a gig, which is at a dark nightclub usually after hours,
Right.
or if it's during the day, it's usually a pride gig or a brunch gig.
And it's probably during the hours that union workers and camera crews are probably not going to be at. Yes. Up next, we have Chanel. Chanel is giving soldered, crystalled, nude, flapper-esque
Erte, yeah. She actually does look like an Erte drawing, like come to life. I love this look.
I love this look too.
I would not have expected this look from Chanel at all.
I love the dog.
I love the dog.
The
I
dog
think it's
detail.
so camp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how she walked in that dress because just knowing how clumsy I am, the back of my heel would have like stepped into the back of that dress and I would have pulled on the dress and I would have tripped.
This looks really expensive. This looks really well made. Like huge different size stones were created for this.
And it ties the whole look together like with the hair and the headband.
Yeah, the headband is like the crystals used on the headband.
And like the long cigarette.
Insane.
Yeah.
You know, when you're kind of being shady and you're like, I love this look for her. No, I love this look because it's like definitely gives me finale. And then the fact that it's Chanel, just there's like a factor in there that's just so unexpected from the rest of her package.
I think it was actually my favorite look on the runway.
I think so too.
Yeah, it was so good.
Like it's the one that I would wear for sure. I will say if I'm gonna, get into it, I just would probably not be like naked underneath it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I would have like my boy nipples out.
Oh, okay.
She has a thong on, but I don't believe she has anything on her chest, which is like when you get that in drag, it's like very experimental, androgynous.
But also the 20 silhouette was literally just like a stick-thin silhouette.
True.
So it mimics that Erte drawings. A lot of Erte girls aren't very like voluptuous.
Right.
Like, they're more like just fabric draped over my body, like that kind of a look,
And I think I like that detail too, just like maybe a flesh toned bandage something over the tits. But I am old school. I don't want to see accidental nipples.
You're old school.
I know.
Since when?
I know. I feel like I am old school now during the state of drag.
You're making it sound like you've like been doing drag for like 20 years.
You know what my favorite kimchi quote is?
What?
I'm sick of paving the way. I never want to pave the way again. So now that I think we've had some like years on our belts, like I do feel a little old school when it comes to details like that.
Good job, Chanel.
Good job, Chanel. Love the dog. Love the diamonds. Love this look.
This was a shoot.
Yeah, how did she pack? How did
You can't pat the dog.
I think the All Stars girls have different guidelines. I think you can.
I don't think there's like a weight limit.
No.
Like
I honestly think also with Drag Race, with honestly any production, just do it.
honestly, like at this point, it's a better show for them to not give the girls a limit.
Yeah.
The bitches will bring production, and you want spectacle in your show. 5 luggage limit, like who the fuck cares?
No.
Like as a viewer, I don't give a fuck.
But on our first season.
On our first season, I was like, oh, maybe I'll bring like one of like the small luggage in case like I go over. No, I was like severely underweight, like
crazy.
my luggage.
And so crazy.
I had to like fly Southwest with 5 luggage. How they work is like they reimburse you for those baggages.
How long
So
did that
then
take?
like to pay for all the baggages, I had like $0 in my bank account.
Wow.
Like after. And then I wanted to film Drag Race, and I'm like, I hope I don't get charged. Like, there's no surprise charges because I want to like overdraft my account, and then like
That's so crazy.
I know.
Different headspace.
different headspace. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like getting ready and like things had to be like 49.7.
And, like they'll come to your room and measure, and they also take like a metal detector over your luggage to make sure you don't have anything in there.
I know.
And now they get girls like smuggling like weed in, smuggling crack in,
burner phones,
Yeah.
all that.
laptops. Even some girls like they fully get their laptops to like work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a different beast now.
because we're what? Old school.
Old school. I'm old grand.
Literally, I'm grandmama.
Oh, my back. My neck. My back.
my up next, and our final girl, queen of the hooch, queen of Miss Bougie, it is Vanessa Vanjie Mateo.
How do you feel about Tinsel Coat?
You know what? I think she sells me on a lot of stuff that I have a prejudice about. I don't necessarily love foxtails, but when Vanjie did it, I liked foxtails. I don't necessarily love tinsel, but when Vanjie did it, I liked it on her.
I have so much respect for Vanjie as like a visual artist. She is very detail oriented, and she spends like a lot of time like to making sure like every detail like on her body and face like is to exactly how she likes it.
She's very particular about it.
Very particular, as you should be, you know, and it shows. With that being said, this one look in particular to me looked like she was wearing like a lip sync outfit.
For finale.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I almost think, I wonder if like something happened to her like finale look that she put on her lip sync look. I just thought like it was a bizarre choice to wear like a tinsel coat with boots and like this like dress thing for finale. Cause it didn't feel luxe. It's a cool like streetwear look. But for finale, I was like really confused by it, and I don't know why she wore this.
Oh, maybe I'm like sipping the Vanjie Kool-Aid.
I mean, I love Vanjie, and I love like her aesthetic.
For sure.
I just didn't get this look in particular for this.
I also don't really have a huge issue with this. I love this whole look. I love the black hair for this. I love
for the finale.
I love the grill. I feel like since she's wearing a grill, this like, and she didn't wear one the entire season, she like knew this was her finale look.
If anything, like, if the category was like best drag, and if she showed it as her best drag, I would have understood it more. But the finale,
I guess I could see that.
You know,
I could see that.
In like what world like would anyone wear like a coat and boots and like a dress for a finale?
I guess that's true. Yeah. I think all the details are there though, as far as the like the thought that went into it. And what you're saying, she's very intricate about it. She needed the custom dress with the custom nameplates. Yeah, so for a finale, I mean, I definitely do know what you're talking about. This is not a finale look, but I feel like because of the details,
the boots are amazing.
The boots, I feel like the boots and the dress and the tinsel and the grill and the intricate like hair moment.
The hair was really cool.
In her head, I feel like she's like, this is my finale. Because I actually like the idea of this for finale. I love Angie and black hair, and I love the grill. I never see grills in drag done without it being hokey. And I feel like it makes sense for the Vanjie glam package.
Yeah, perhaps I am not the target audience for this look, you know? This look is like out of my realm, out of my like point of view.
Was it a Cookie Monster reference? Because like Get These Cookies is very...
I don't think it's that deep.
I feel like
unless
they were making jokes. Am I tripping? Get these cookies.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I don't get it.
And that's art.
But however, if she felt fierce in this look, happy for her.
Yeah.
It is not for me to get.
Who was your best look of finale episode?
I think Chanel for me, for sure. Roxy's look was a close second. I also love Gottmik's look. And Plastique's. I think those are my top. What about you?
I mean, I think I would definitely wear Chanel's Love. But, I mean, Plastique, like, the level of drag was just insane. Like, I feel like she could step on every single one of the rest of the contestants. And Roxy. I love Roxy's. And that's coming, like, I am curious. I am curious to see what this would be like with, like, a nude glossy lip. Sue me. But love Roxy's look as well.
Maybe Roxy's like, there's more to me than a nude lip.
I know. She loves to just do something unexpected. That was all of the looks from All Stars 9, episode 10, finale.
All right. It was a fabulous season, and congratulations to all the charity that raised money for them.
1000%.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the main takeaway from this season. It didn't just help drag queens have a bigger pocket to waste money on more drag costumes. It was to benefit other lives of many different charities and organizations.
And many different lives will be affected for the better.
1000.
And we get to see a lot of cool looks. There were a lot of fun moments this season. I'm sure fans will find something to bitch about, but
I'm fans. It was a great season. I do miss the cutthroat. I do miss the competition, but as a contestant to go back into the setting, I would probably not want the cutthroat.
yes, it was a great season. I loved it. And I'm very happy for the girls and the charities. That's all.
And that was the final from head to toe of All Stars 9. Thank you so much for watching. We had a great finale with the queen, Kimberly Chi. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be a part of Naomi's legacy.
Just more toes. And kimchi.
I've seen it all.
Tuck included. I think just my favorite part of the talent show was definitely Vanjie 8. I've seen a lot of lip sync to a random track on Drag Race, but she had the hair, she had the reveals. She made Michelle eat it. Can't ask for anything better. Dove off stage. Yeah, that like fake out was fierce.
Are you serving it to the judges like Vanjie? Do you want to see Vanjie go off? Sorry, I don't know why I keep like quoting. I'm very dull. I'm obsessed.
It's the mic.
Oh, it's the mic, yeah.
Extemporaneously.
Do you want to see me go off?
Do you have anything to plug, Kim?
No. Things are successful on their own.
Kim,
Yes?
thank you for joining me this week
Thank you for having me this week.
on your favorite show, your favorite
Yes.
recap.
Yes, actually, I don't watch too much drag content on my home TV, except for your show. So then somehow my YouTube algorithm was like all Naomi Smalls.
Oh, I love that.
Like I was just getting like a flood of like Naomi videos, and I'm like, I might need to like cleanse my algorithm a little.
She's in my phone, she's in my ear, she's
Yeah.
in front of me, she's on my computer.
The literal, even like all the YouTube like short clips, like were just like best moments of like Naomi Smalls, and I'm like, ah!
This big mouth bitch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Naomi and Kimchi out.